Hello friends. In the previous episodes, we have been through the first two Yoga Sutras. Atha Yoga Anushashanam, the discipline of the yoga, and Yoga's Chitta Vritti Nirodha, the cessation of the mind. Now let's move to the third aphorism, and that is Tada Drashtu Swarupe Avasthanam. It literally means at the time of the concentration, the seer or the Purusa rests in his own form or the witness is established in itself. At the time when the cessation of the mind has happened, the seer is in his own nature without being modified. When there are no modifications in the mind, the Purusa, that is Chaitanya Atman, finds his own abode. It happens in the abstract meditation or Nir Vikalpa Samadhi. This sutra is the continuation of the definition of the yoga. And according to this definition, yoga is where the modifications of the mind are stopped. And the Purusa finds himself in his own abode. When the mind ceases, the witness is established in itself. When one can simply look without being identified with the mind, without judging, appreciating, condemning, or choosing, when you simply look and the mind flows, there comes a time when by itself the mind stops and you have become a witness, just a seer, a drashta or a sakchhi, where you are neither a doer nor a thinker and simply a pure being. And the whole aim of the yoga is just to be the purest of the being. Now the next sutra is Vrittis Mitratra. It literally means otherwise, at all the other times, the seer takes the form of the modifications of the mind or gets identified with the mind. For example, when we look into the mirror, all the surrounding objects are visible. But the eyes that see them are not visible. And when we look at the eyes in the mirror, nothing else is visible. Suppose, for instance, I am in a state of sorrow. Someone is saying something about me or blaming me. This is a modification, vritti. And I identify myself with it. Are they have said something about me? They are talking about me like this? And the end result is anger or misery. Except witnessing in all states, you are identified with the mind. You become one with the flow of your thoughts. You become one with the clouds. Sometimes with the white clouds, sometimes with the black clouds, sometimes with the rain-filled clouds, and sometimes with the empty ones. But whatsoever, you become identified with your mind. You become one with the thought or cloud, and you miss the purity of the sky and remain clouded. And this clouding happens because you get identified. You become one with your own thought. Let's say a thought comes in the mind that you are hungry. The thought is simply that there is hunger, or the stomach is feeling hunger. Immediately, we get identified that I am hungry. The mind was just filled with the thought that hunger is there. And we have become identified with I am hungry. Patanjali also would have felt hunger, but he will never say that I am hungry. He will say the body is hungry, or he will say that there is hunger and I am a witness. I have come to witness the thought that the belly is hungry. But we become identified and become one with the thought. When mind ceases, you are established in your witnessing self. In other states, except this, there are identifications. And all identifications constitute the samsara or world. If you are in identifications, you are in the world and in the misery. If you have transcended the identifications of this world of misery, then you can enter the world of bliss. And that world is here only, right now. You don't have to wait even a single moment. Just become a witness of the mind and you are there. But instead, we are getting entangled with the mind and missing the whole point. The reason for these modifications of the mind is Prakriti, nature. And the reason for seeing the difference in it is intellect. There are two types of attitudes of the mind, Sarupya and Vairupya, Vidya and Avidya. When the modifications of the mind are attracted towards the soul, it is called Vidya, knowledge. And when the modifications of the mind are attracted towards the worldly desires, it is called avidya or ignorance. Maharshi Patanjali has included the essence of all yoga in the first 4 sutras. And those who understand them properly understands yoga very well. And these 4 have been explained in detail in the following sutras. So basically this is the foundation and one has to strive to achieve a state of no mind, and that is the ultimate. We'll take up the next sutras in the upcoming episodes. And in order to not to miss anything in the future, click the subscribe button and press the bell icon beside that, and in the drop down list all. So you will be notified every time when we post new videos. So thank you for subscribing, share with your friends and family and enjoy the playlist. Thank you, Namaskar.